keep shrinking already.
Recording test 396. Pulling out the new formula now, and I expect great results this time around.
Hey bud, got your meal for today. You wanna get the flip-flop again? That's what you want, right? Then you're gonna drink the damn juice.
Coming out to check the experiment, I think I can finally say we have been successful. 3 things: education, video games, anime titties. What do those all have to do with each other? Puberty. 20 years ago, we were just kids running around. The only thing we had to worry about was doing our schoolwork and being inside before it got too late outside. And now, 20 years later, school is replaced with a full-time job, and the fear of your parents catching you when you've been outside too late is replaced with the fear of being homeless and dying alone. If there's one thing that's stuck with me throughout my entire life, that would probably be video games. Grew up with it. It kind of matured with me and advanced with me. I might not have advanced so much. One thing I could always go back to at the end of the day was video games. Had a long day at school, you could come home, sit back with a video game. You have a long, stressful day at work, you pull your PSP out. But there's always that one thing that keeps creeping back on you, never leaves you, and that's a little mental illness called nostalgia. Because for some reason, one of these things keeps coming back into my life and it won't leave. When I was a kid, we got broken into and my Xbox that I got for Christmas got stolen. But that was fine because we got another one and then that one died on me and I didn't have a home console. Fast forward to Christmas, my little ungrateful snot-nosed ass got this thing for Christmas. Well, not this one, but this is actually the exact same model that I got for Christmas. This is a PSP 3000. This is the 3rd generation model. They did some little iterations and little changes, but if you're an observant little snowflake or you used to play a lot of PSPs yourself, you will know that the 3000, besides the PSP Go, probably has the best screen you can get on a PSP. See, the difference between this and the other PSP models, other than the microphone that you probably used once on Skype and the little modernized ring on the back of it, it had a much nicer, brighter looking screen. The colors were more vibrant and the screen wasn't so ghosty. See, I tried going back to a PSP a little while ago, but I would recommend not going back to the older models because I just don't think that ghosting effect looked good and the colors were a lot more washed out. Nowadays, we all carry around these stupid smartphones, but there was a time when we didn't have Facebook, Snapchat, Instagram, Twitter, calculator, podcast, app store, alarm clock, and that's where the PSP started to creep its little head in there. Because you see, the PSP wasn't only a little gaming device, it was a full multimedia device before that was really even a thing. The PSP came out before the Apple iPhone was even announced, and even when that was out, it probably didn't do half the things that the PSP did. You got your camera feature that nobody ever used. You got a video player. You could play full feature-length movies off of this thing. You got a music player. You got your games, of course. You got a web browser, Skype, internet radio, and later on you got a PlayStation Network store that you could download games and other content from. But yeah, we got iPhones now, so why do we need this stupid thing anymore? Oh shit. That was supposed to land on my bed. That didn't really happen. So yeah, you can pretty much emulate the entire PSP library and actually play it off of this phone and have all your smartphone features. But there's one thing that this smartphone can't do. Have physical buttons. Even a decade later, these buttons feel responsive and they feel nice. It works great. And there's really just nothing like holding a controller in your hands. And I think that's why the Nintendo Switch is so successful today. It's because we have these powerful smartphones, but when it comes to video games, they kind of shit the bed. But with the PSP, you have an incredible backlog of games you can go to. This is where they were really attempting to port console quality games over to a mobile platform. The graphics still hold up in a lot of games today. It is really impressive what they were able to do at the time. You got Gran Turismo, really nice nice racing at 60 FPS. You got Tekken 6, which was a really impressive port at the time, running at 60 FPS, pretty much the full game. Well, what matters from Tekken 6. You got full 3D Grand Theft Auto titles tailored to the PSP system, and you have Chinatown Wars with better graphical fidelity than the Nintendo DS. I also did a Chinatown Wars video. If you haven't seen that, you should check it out. You even have Manhunt 2 because somebody said, you know what you need to be able to play on the go? Psychopath Murder Simulator. Hell, if you emulate some of these games on PC, it actually looks like, and in some cases really is, a PS2 title. Real quick, I've been wanting to put this in a video for years and I finally have an excuse to do it. Capcom, fuck you for never bringing Resident Evil to the PSP.
This series is going on to achieve monumental success on PlayStation platform. I'm pleased to announce that Resident Evil will be coming to PSP next year in a whole new game designed specifically for the PSP platform.
10 years ago, you stood up on that stage and fed us lies. How do you sleep at night? Regardless of if you were a kid in school or an adult always on the go, the PSP always offered one great thing to everybody, and that was an escape. An escape from your miserable day. Even if it was just 30 minutes on your break at work, you could have a chance to just sit back and unwind with a good game, or maybe you downloaded podcasts to this thing. I don't know what you did. Maybe you took this thing on the airplane and watched a few movies. Or maybe you were one of those losers that owned a Nintendo DS. So regardless of if you play this thing today or you play it in another decade, this will probably always offer you a solid experience. And with that, we're gonna wrap the video up. It's been T. I'll hopefully see you in the next one. Did you really fucking think we were about to leave this video without talking about emulation and hacking? So this thing was already great right out of the box, right? But as soon as you installed custom firmware on this damn thing, whoo boy, it made it 300% better. That's a real number, I calculated it. When you put custom firmware on one of these things, you opened up Pandora's box. You were able to do things like download games onto your flash memory with non-existent load times comparatively to the actual little UMD discs that it came with. You were able to do a slew of customization options. You could overclock this thing and download so many themes and plugins it would make your head spin. Like making your PSP's dashboard look like an Xbox 360's. Or installing a plugin that made your speaker volume louder. Yeah, that was a real thing. I made a video on it so many years ago. I am getting so old. You could change the boot up animations. You could download homebrew applications. Have any of you guys heard of Halo Solitude? Yeah, that's right. We had indie teams making Halo for the PSP, which ironically never officially released, and the only way we got it was through leaked builds. Even though they released a PC version that I can no longer find. I could make a whole video on Halo Solitude alone. I might actually do that. You could download video streaming applications. You had other homebrew games like fucking Minecraft. You had video streaming and web browser applications. I would be here all day talking about this. Just know that you could basically customize every aspect of this damn thing. If you'd like to know more about the history of the hacking scene of the PSP, you should check out Modern Vintage Gamers channel. A really smart guy, a lot smarter than me, involved with all the homebrew communities. Definitely worth checking out. If you take nothing else away from this video, just realize the PSP is a fucking awesome platform, still good today, and nostalgia is a hell of a drug. I'd like to thank you guys for watching this video, and I'd like to thank my patrons for directly supporting me. Their donations directly help fund my videos, whether that's covering topics on the channel or upgrading equipment. If you'd like to support me there, you can check out more information in the description. But most importantly, if you're still here, you must like something about my videos, so you might as well go ahead and subscribe and hit that little notification bell, because I haven't even talked about everything I'd like to talk about on the PSP, and there's a lot more stuff I gotta cover. Be sure to go on my channel. You can check out the different playlist of my different types of videos if any of that interests you. I think that's all I got, so I'm gonna go ahead and end it here, guys. It has been T, and hopefully I will catch you on the next one. Please, I only average 100 views a video. Bye. Check out Modern Vintage Gamers channel. Chamber. This is how we do it, baby, yeah. Three things. Oh shit. 3 things. Education. 3 things. Education. 3 things. Education. Video game titty. 3 things. Education. Hey mom, I'm not gonna go to college. I'm gonna make YouTube videos. The colors were more vibrant and why do we need this stupid thing anymore? Oh shit. Racing simulator. Running on this little mobile. Murder simulator. Hell, if you emulate some of these, but real quick, I've been wanting to put this in. Fuck you for never bringing Three things.
Oh no.